Right now, it's a wide open race for the Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
Should Caleb Williams go back to school if the Bears have the #1 pick?
Stop playing, man.
There are so many fascinating scenarios as to how this first round of the draft will actually play out. Now, before we start, note that draft order is courtesy of Tankathon. So, with that, let's get right into our mid-season edition of the 2024 NFL First Round Mock Draft. Number 1, Chicago Bears from Carolina Panthers, Caleb Williams. The Bears might have something in Justin Fields, but why roll with a great unknown when you can take the next big thing in football? Chicago wastes absolutely no time cutting ties with Fields and replacing him with last year's Heisman Trophy winner. Number 2, Chicago Bears, Marvin Harrison Jr. As if pairing Williams with DJ Moore wasn't terrifying enough, the Bears also get one of the most polished wide receiver prospects in a generation. Harrison Jr. is unquestionably the best non-QB in this draft. Williams, Moore, and Harrison Jr. will team up to do the impossible. That's right, give the Bears a must-watch offense that they haven't had in decades. Number 3, Denver Broncos, Drake May. Moving on from Russell Wilson will be expensive and all, but the Broncos really don't have a choice. Sean Payton should welcome the opportunity to work with a young signal caller who can re-energize a frustrated Denver fan base. The North Carolina product has a nice dual-threat skill set and a rocket arm that should make him scary good in a Payton-coached offense. Number 4, Minnesota Vikings, Jared Verse. Vikings fans probably want to see a QB here, but it's going to be tough to pass on an explosive game wrecker like Verse. Minnie has 0 all-pro level guys on their defense. They're not going to compete in the NFC anytime soon until that changes, and Verse is the type of pass rusher that any coach would love to build their defense around. Number 5, New England Patriots, Quinn Ewers. Bill Belichick may have failed Mac Jones, but that doesn't mean the Patriots should give him a 4th year. Quinn Ewers of Texas just has a higher upside. He's got a great arm, makes good decisions with the ball, and boasts pinpoint accuracy. Not exactly sure if Belichick will be here in 2024, but the bottom line is that the Patriots need a new QB. Number 6, New York Giants, Brock Bowers. The Giants haven't had an elite pass catcher since Odell Beckham Jr. Well, this is their chance to change that. Bowers is the ultimate one-on-one matchup nightmare, having racked up 20 TDs over his first 2 seasons at Georgia. His championship pedigree would be a welcome addition to a team that doesn't have any, well, championship pedigree. Number 7, Arizona Cardinals, Oluwaseun Fashanu. The Cardinals used their 2023 first-rounder on Paris Johnson Jr., with no other long-term cornerstones on that O-line. The Redbirds can set up a nice foundation at the edges by taking Fashanu, who is the undisputed top pass protector in this class. Whether it's Kyler Murray or somebody else behind center next season, the Cardinals' long-term quarterback will be in good hands behind a Johnson-Fashanu duo. Number 8, Green Bay Packers, Joe Alt. David Bakhtiari's season-ending knee injury is just another reminder that the Packers need to hurry up and find a new franchise tackle up front. They have 2 good pieces on the O-line in center Josh Myers and guard Elton Jenkins. Add a plug-and-play starter like Alt into the mix, and Jordan Love will be in pretty good position to improve in 2024. Number 9, Las Vegas Raiders, Kool-AID McKinstry. The Raiders haven't had an elite shutdown corner since Nnamdi Asomugha, who last played for the team in 2010. Yeah, this is their chance to land a top-notch cover guy who also carries the best name in this draft. Kool-AID is exactly the guy Vegas needs to deal with Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert 4 times a year. Number 10, Arizona Cardinals from Houston Texans, Emeka Egbuka. Even if the Cardinals extend Marquise Hollywood Brown, they need to find a more consistent playmaker at wideout, and Egbuka perfectly fits the bill here. You see, Egbuka averaged 15.6 yards per catch in 2022 and hauled in 10 touchdowns. Well, that is the exact type of playmaker Arizona needs if they're to reemerge as a contender in a very crowded NFC. Number 11, New York Jets, J.C. Latham. The Jets ignored the need to upgrade their O-line for Aaron Rodgers and paid the price, watching him suffer a season-ending torn Achilles just minutes into his New York debut. Well, can't make that same mistake again. Latham is a polished pass protector and run blocker for Nick Saban's powerhouse Alabama Crimson Tide, and would immediately produce for a team in win-now mode. Number 12, Washington Commanders, Michael Penix Jr. The Commanders struck out on Carson Wentz, and Sam Howell doesn't really look a whole lot better either. So here's a chance for the Commanders to start over at QB yet again, with a promising young Michael Penix Jr. The Washington product tossed over 4,600 yards and 31 touchdowns in 2022. Number 13, Tennessee Titans, Malik Neighbors. DeAndre Hopkins still has it, but 2022 first-rounder Treylon Burks really hasn't come around as expected. Neighbors is a grade A deep threat who's averaged roughly 15 yards per catch in his NCAA career. That is a perfect weapon to help Will Levis get going in Music City. Number 14, Cincinnati Bengals, KALEN King. The Bengals have fielded one of football's best defenses under Lou Anarumo, but they lack a true lockdown corner to limit the opposition's WR1. Well, that's where KALEN King comes to the rescue. King had 15 pass defenses and 3 interceptions last year. He's off to a great start at Penn State again in 2023, and a team with Super Bowl aspirations like Cincy would welcome his elite ball-hawking skills with open arms. Number 15, Los Angeles Rams, Cooper DeJean. The Rams have sorely missed All-Pro corner Jalen Ramsey, who was traded to the Miami Dolphins in a cap-saving move. Here's their chance to shore up the organization's biggest need in a corner-heavy draft. The big-bodied 6'1", 207-pound DeJean had 5 interceptions in 2022 to go along with 8 pass defenses.
Are there any white corners in the NFL? Are white people worse at corner?
We were having a nice dialogue, and then you went full, how awkward can I make McVay feel right now during this interview?
Number 16, Los Angeles Chargers, Leonard Taylor III. Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa may be one of the league's top pass-rushing duos, but it is still all too easy to run the ball on the Chargers' front 7. The hulking 6'3", 305-pound Taylor would immediately fix that and give the Bolts not 2, but 3 dynamic game-wrecking defensive linemen. Number 17, Houston Texans from Cleveland Browns, Dallas Turner. This explosive Alabama pass rusher has bolstered his 2024 NFL draft stock more than just about any other linebacker this year. Turner's high football IQ and burst off the edge would make him a scary good partner alongside former Crimson Tide teammate Will Anderson Jr. A defense-first coach like D'Amico Ryans would have limitless potential with a Turner-Anderson Jr.-led defense. Number 18, New Orleans Saints, KAMREN KINCHENS. The Saints have one of football's best safety duos in Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus Maye, but both are now in their 30s and could slow down any day. KINCHENS would be a beautiful fit in the Marshawn Lattimore, Paulson Adebo-led secondary. He could learn behind Mathieu and Maye for a year before taking over as a regular starter in 2025. Number 19, Atlanta Falcons, Jack Sawyer. Grady Jarrett has been Atlanta's only quality defensive lineman for a while now, and the Falcons are simply out of excuses to keep neglecting the need for more pass-rushing help. Ohio State's Jack Sawyer is a menace off the edge with the ability to single-handedly take over a game at any point. Number 20, Indianapolis Colts, Chop Robinson. The Colts already have Kwity Paye, DeForest Buckner, and the surprising Samson Ebukam headlining a stout front 7. But in today's pass-happy NFL, you can never have too many quality pass rushers. Just look at Kyle Shanahan's San Francisco 49ers or Nick Sirianni's Philadelphia Eagles. Number 21, Buffalo Bills, Kalen Bullock. Like the Saints, Buffalo has a top-notch safety duo in Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde. The problem is that both are on the wrong side of 30 now, and, well, both are seriously injury-prone. Buffalo needs to prepare for life after Poyer and Hyde. Drafting and developing Kalen Bullock as a replacement would be a savvy move for a team with a wide-open Super Bowl championship window and a top-5 defense each year. Number 22, Dallas Cowboys, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Dallas needs another playmaker in the front 7, and a world-class run-stopper like Clemson's Jeremiah Trotter Jr. would solve that problem immediately. Trotter Jr. had 6.5 sacks last year and would form a terrorizing tandem alongside Parsons. Number 23, Baltimore Ravens, Jerzon Newton. The 295-pound defensive lineman who had 5.5 sacks last year would do wonders in Mike McDonald's ultra-aggressive defense. Number 24, Seattle Seahawks, Bo Nix. Geno Smith has proved in 2023 that last season was no fluke. He's got it good in Seattle here, but he'll also be 34 years of age next year. Aside from the QB position, Seattle is loaded with young phenoms and stars all across the roster. Drafting Smith's successor kind of makes sense here. The battle-tested Nix can sit for a year or two before assuming the offense. Number 25, Pittsburgh Steelers, JT Tuimoloau. We know, the Steelers have arguably football's best edge rusher in TJ Watt, plus veteran stalwart Cameron Hayward, and a rising star in Alex Highsmith. But what did we say earlier in the Colts entry? There's no such thing as too many good pass rushers in football? Yeah, we'll go with that. The 270-pound Tuimoloau would immediately find himself at home in the ferocious Steelers front 7. Number 26, Jacksonville Jaguars, Mason Smith. With Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker, and Foyesade Oluokun in the fold, the Jaguars aren't lacking in playmakers in the front 7. That's a nice trio and all, but what about adding LSU's 6'6", 315-pound beast in Mason Smith to lead the interior part of the defensive line? Number 27, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Johnny Wilson. The Bucks and Mike Evans were unable to reach an agreement on a new deal ahead of the season. Given that he'll be 31 years of age next year, it just makes too much sense for both sides to part ways and for Tampa to draft his replacement this year. The 6'7", 237-pound Johnny Wilson would immediately replace Evans' production as an elite deep threat and red zone force. Number 28, Detroit Lions, Braylon Trice. The Lions already have one of football's best young pass rushers in Aiden Hutchinson. But why should they stop there? Washington's Braylon Trice, who racked up 10 sacks a year ago, would be the picture-perfect sidekick to Hutchinson. Number 29, Miami Dolphins, Kris Jenkins. The runoff of pass rushers continues with the Dolphins taking the Michigan Wolverine star. Miami's offense is a can't-miss show and all, but Vic Fangio's defense hasn't been able to make any stops this year. Bradley Chubb hasn't come as advertised, so it makes sense for the Dolphins to maybe take a chance on a run-stopping machine here like Jenkins. Number 30, Philadelphia Eagles, Nate Wiggins. James Bradbury and Darius Slay are still at the top of their games, but Philly should definitely eye a young corner to work and groom ASAP. Wiggins, who had 11 pass defenses at Clemson in 2022, could learn behind Bradbury and Slay for a year before taking over as a full-time starter in 2024. Number 31, Kansas City Chiefs, Xavier Worthy. The Chiefs are getting by with Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes running the show, but this offense would be that much scarier with a true WR1, something that they failed to find since Tyreek Hill's departure. Well, this is the year for KC to finally go all in for his stud receiver in Texas' Xavier Worthy. Number 32, San Francisco 49ers, Graham Barton. Trent Williams remains football's best offensive lineman, but he'll also be 36 years of age next year. With no pressing weaknesses on their near-flawless roster, the 49ers can focus on finding and developing Williams' successor. Enter Duke's Graham Barton, who would benefit from sitting for a year or two before stepping in as a starter. But which 2024 NFL draft prospect do you want your team to draft? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.